Good morning, everyone. We are starting a new thing this week on the farm. I haven't done a video in a long time. It's just been too hard to do them, and with all the work and everything that's going on, it just takes a lot of time to do a video and to edit it and get it all set up. But for this week, I want to talk to you about some of the exciting things that's going on for this year. For 2023. One of them has been our tomatoes. Our tomato plants have really taken off despite some setbacks. Our first greenhouse propagation house got collapsed by snow back in January, and that was a big setback. But over here to the left, you can't see it just yet, is our new greenhouse that we built to propagate our plants with is there. But we've had some pretty good results on the tomato plants. Of course, this one's got a couple little pruning needs, but they have really come along. That's going to make somebody or make us a good tomato plant for this year. But man, we have had some setbacks, especially with wind. The wind has really whipped us this year, literally whipped us. It blew away one greenhouse. It's blown all our soil and landscape fabric around, blowed some fencing down, blew some fencing across the road. People had to stop and call us and tell us, hey, your fence has been blown across the road. A lot of that's due to me just not being 100% about what I'm doing. Still learning and putting this stuff up. But man, it has been a trial. But to see the fruits of our labors right here has been great. We did have some setbacks on our peppers. We was wanting to sell peppers this year. I don't think I'm going to sell any pepper plants, because if I sell pepper plants this year, it's going to hurt us as far as what we're trying to raise as far as peppers. So, and we had an amazing pepper crop last year. I'm hoping for another amazing pepper crop this year. But if I sell some of my plants, then I won't have no plants to get peppers off of. So basically, we're going to stay with the tomatoes and everything. We have here Boxcar Willies. These are supposed to be a really nice red round tomato. We've got these big 6-inch pots growing these guys out and everything. We've got a lot of Brandywines, and this one here is a Cherokee purple tomato. That's something that Chris comes up with and all. We got lots of celebrities and jet stars and a lot of different tomato plants going right now and everything. This is something that we really wanted to do, was get into selling plants and all. And today is going to be our first day at market. I'm going to carry, I don't know, 45, 50 plants with me to market today to see about selling them and giving them a new home and everything. So, yeah, pretty exciting for this year for tomato production and everything. We've got a lot of tomato plants going. We've got many tomato plants that are still germinating and in the propagation house. These are out here being hardening off. So that helps the plants to adapt to the sun and being outside before actually being in the garden. This is an important step for not causing your plants stress. So one of the challenge things we learned this year was you need to make sure when you're repotting that when you're using even your organic not your organic fertilizers, but your organic soil mix, it has some nutrient value, but you need to add just a little bit more organic fertilizer to it, or your plants just won't do very well. So we've had some that have been, I think it's these right here. These, you see how small? These are as old as these other plants. But this is just straight potting soil with a little bit of perlite and everything. But yeah, makes a big difference with your plants if you don't add a little fertilizer. Also, we're doing a little bit more amending and everything. Yesterday I added to the water fish emulsion, and kelp, and gave them a good dose of that, and they looking wonderful this morning. Trying to head off some of this little bit of yellowing of the plants, but overall they're doing real well. I think with the tomato seed germination we was at about 75%. With the pepper germination we was at anywhere between 25 to 50%. I think we kept the peppers a little too moist, and also we should have done a little bit more preparation of the trays and everything that we put the peppers in. So we've had a real struggle with them. With the peppers this year, we're hoping to raise the colossal jalapeno. We've got early jalapenos. We've got several cayenne peppers, several different types of, kind of like a banana pepper. I can't say some of their names, and I don't want to say it on YouTube just because I probably sound dumb because I can't say the name. I'll probably say it wrong. But we got a lot of different peppers that we're trying to grow this year to bring to market. So let me take you somewhere else on the farm and show you some of the other exciting things that we're doing. In here is our propagation house that we had to build in a hurry. We did like a 3-foot wall, wooden wall that's fastened to the ground with metal hoops and everything, which is a big improvement over what we had last time. We had the quick tent. We have a quick tent video, but the quick tent did not hold up. It actually collapsed underneath the weight of some snow, but it was already breaking into some spots to begin with. So here we've got our propagation house where we're getting all our plants started and ready and everything. Still some spotty growth on our jalapeno peppers and everything. We got more tomato plants going. Quite a bit going in here. So we just repotted a bunch of beefsteak tomato plants. I'm gonna let them adjust to the repotting, and once they have adjusted to the repotting and everything, then I'm gonna move them outside. So yeah, this is our babies. Pretty exciting. Here's what our tomato germination look like, and we're doing really well on the tomato germination. So yeah, that's about all I got to show you in here. Let's go to some other places on the farm. Well, please excuse the mess a little bit. I've got some landscape fabric out still from yesterday, and trying to get it out into the new garden areas and everything. But we have moved away from doing the chicken tractors, and I'll probably do a video on why we're not using chicken tractors anymore. There's just a lot of things about the chicken tractors that we don't like, and they're really hard the older you get to mess with and everything. But so we've made a stationary chicken coop, which looks more like a water collection area, which is exactly what it is. We are collecting rainwater off of our roofs, off of our mobile home, and collecting rainwater off of the chicken coop as well. And we've collected it looks like about 500 gallons right now. That's a 750 gallon tank that we've got set up there. So that's been one of the more exciting things for 2023 that we're doing. is that we've set up our rainwater collection, and we're filtering that and being able to use that water, reuse that water in our garden area. So that's hopefully going to be a, hey, try to do a YouTube video, guys. So yeah, we've got that going on. Another thing we've been doing this year is raising chicken babies. So we've actually redone our chicken tractors and everything. And we've started trying to breed different chicks and all. I don't know how good we're seeing here. So we've also tried to start doing some different things with chickens. That's Richard, the big white one back there. He's called Richard. We're not going to tell you that on YouTube because he's Richard for a reason. And they all, hey, I'm trying to do something. That's why he's called Richard. He's loud. But we're breeding different chickens. The other day, I had one of these chicken tractor lids fall on my head. I could have swore that chicken laughed at me. I don't like that chicken. I don't like that chicken. So let me get you a look on some of our babies. So we got our babies here. I don't know how well this is going. We got babies here. And we got this other converted chicken tractor. And we got babies here. I'll go ahead and let them out for the night. Okay, guys, go exploring. Now I'm gonna let these hens out. They're ready to get out for the day. Come on, babies. You all ready, babies? Come on, babies. They're like, hey, he forgot something. I haven't put the food out yet, so I'm gonna have to get back over here for that. But yeah, there's our hen babies, our egg layers. Go somewhere else on the farm. Oh, one big exciting improvement. Let me see if I can get it in there. Is the 3D deer fencing. Yeah, I make it. I don't know. Anyways, I turned it off yesterday because I knew I was going to be out here mowing today. So this is our 3D deer fence. So by running two fences together like we've done here, it tricks the deer thinking that they can't jump it. So we're very excited about this, and I've seen 0 deer footprints in the garden since I put this up. So awesome sauce. The next step is to try to make it rabbit and coon and proof. And I've got a few different ideas for doing that. The one resource you don't have on the farm is time. So we're trying to get that together. Oh yeah, it's been very exciting, the 3D deer fence. I'll have to do a video on it. Now I'm out at the Glory Garden, and my head is, okay, let's try that again. Now I'm out at the Glory Garden, and we have almost completely covered it with landscape fabric. So you're talking about a 100 by 100 foot area that's undercover and all. This has been a big challenge for the wind. We have really got whipped around with the wind. See, I like how my corny jokes happen and everything. But we've made some improvements for trying to combat the wind. One is we're going to grow asparagus in this first row that I've got here. And it's one of the few spots in the garden that does not have landscape fabric, because you can't have landscape fabric over asparagus. So we've got this spot and another spot that's going to have asparagus. So we've got crowns on the way, asparagus crowns, 100 Mary Washington asparagus crowns that are going to go in these two rows that we've got opened up. and then we're going to leave that asparagus fern up a little bit to try to help combat some of the wind. And then here in the background, you can see I've got this trellis here going in, and it's got all our blackberries. I know it may be a no-no to plant back blackberries in your garden, but we're going to try it. We're going to do it. We studied it, and we think there's a way to do that. So we're running a blackberry trellis here, and we're going to try to keep it trimmed and everything, and also to help with some of that wind breakage. Moving further into the garden, we've got our lettuces, and we've interplanting onions with the lettuces that try to help with some of the cabbage bugs and all that, or lettuce bugs. Oh, this is Chinese cabbage. Well, anyways, so we've got that going on, and then in this week also, I'm gonna plant a few pepper plants in here as well to try to help with some of the bugs that are happening here. We've got another trellis. We've got 4 trellises in this garden now that are going to be permanent trellis system to try to help combat the wind. I probably should have thought about putting the chickens so close to the garden in YouTube videos, but you're going to have to deal with the chickens as we do the video. So we've got this trellis going in. We've got peas, cucumbers. We got everything happening out here in the garden now. So now I want to take you to one of my more exciting things that we've done last year that we're going to profit from this year. We set out about 400 bulbs or cloves of garlic last year, and they have really taken off. I'm actually pruning the scapes right now at the other end. I tried to do it with a weed eater, but I felt like I was doing too much damage to it, so I'm gonna have to just hunker down and use the scissors. But the garlic is doing great. We got music, we got German garlic, we got Russian garlic, we got elephant garlic, all these garlics in here. We actually had them labeled for what each garlic was, and sure enough, the sun bleached out the label. So yeah, that didn't work out real well. We have a lot to do as far as our labeling system and keeping up with what's what and where. Still getting that down pat. So the garlic's looking pretty great. And I'm skipping over a ton of stuff out here. I don't want to make a 2-hour video. Nobody will watch it. Like, who wants to watch that crazy redneck for 2 hours? I don't even know if anybody wants to be with me for 2 hours. Christina gets tired of me about an hour or 30 minutes in. Yeah. Might need some counseling on that. I'm starting to feel bad about myself. Anyways. Now we're in the new garden area called the fun area. So we just came out of the Glory Garden, which we've used almost all landscape fabric over to do the weed protection and everything. Here we're going to use landscape fabric over the beds and the center row, but we're not going to use it on the dividing rows. I'm actually going to try to do this thing called living pathways in this garden and the next garden that we do, so that we don't have to make such a huge investment in the landscape fabric. We like the landscape fabric, except for the wind catches it, and then you have to sit there and work on it all winter long, trying to keep it down. But yeah, this is more for all the little specialty things that we want to do. Like, I've got Kentucky pole beans going to go out here. I'm going to try to trellis them. We've got another asparagus row, Jersey Night, that's going out here. Probably 2 of those that's going to be here. We got Jimmy Red's corn. It's kind of for grits and cornmeal going out here. So just the little bitty specialty stuff that we're going to try to do. And it's been a pretty good. workout. But we made the center paths where I can get my big mower down to the paths, and then I'm also trying to sow clover everywhere I can. I haven't sowed clover in this part yet, but we're working on it. So here's where we try to do our winter garden and everything. And we did real well up until about March. And we had a Gothic greenhouse, little tunnel here. And it held up against the wind, it held up against the snow, it held up against the ice. It done extremely well. And then we started getting those big gusts, those 50-mile-an-hour gusts up here on the hill. And it literally lifted it up and pulled it up out of the ground and placed it on the other side of the beds. And we was able to salvage most of it. We didn't have no plant damage, but it destroyed the Gothic tunnel. So it's made us rethink about having a greenhouse out here on the hill. I think we're going to do like more smaller, low profile tunnels instead of trying to have a big greenhouse. Just because the wind is just so devastating and all. We've really had a lot of challenges with the wind and all. Chris is going to whip me. So I've learned to look at, got carrots going. This is one of them really weird carrots. What happened is it went to the bottom of the bed, hit the next part of the ground, kind of got crooked a little bit, but not a bad looking carrot, if I do say so myself. Okay. Now here's the hillbilly garden area. I call it the hillbilly garden because it's closer to farming the way I was raised than what we're trying to do in the other two gardens, which is more contemporary type gardening. But when I was raised, you basically plowed your field, broke the field, and just planted in the field. You didn't worry about landscape fabric or anything like that. And you broke out the traditional hoe and you tried to hoe it the best you could. And then once it got away from you called it a year and everything. But we're doing some pretty good things out here. We've got clover and in between the rows. We're going to try to do the living pathways out here as well. It's going to require a lot of push mowing and stuff like that to try to do the weed control. But here we've got our more traditional bigger crops, our corn, our potatoes. We're going to have okra. We got black-eyed peas, a lot of different things like that. We got one cover crop row, which is what I'm standing in right now, and that's got a pollinator mix in it from greencover.com, and that's always been real fun. It's got sunflowers, okra, cowpeas, regular peas, clover. It's just a good mix and all, and it comes out real beautiful. And then I went and threw in some different types of sunflower seeds as well, so that we have that really beautiful sunflower area and all. And what my plan is to let this grow up, and then I'm gonna let it stand until the end of March. And then I'm gonna come out here and then cut it down and use it as a mulch and all. But I'm gonna do that so that it helps break up the wind a little bit more. So this year is all about trying to figure out how to live on this farm with the wind and everything, because that has been our biggest challenge. It hasn't been the rain, it hasn't been the snow, hasn't been the pest, hasn't been the weeds. It's been the wind. The wind has really been a challenge, but hopefully we can overcome those challenges and and make a really good farm, and that works with the wind and maybe also against the wind a little bit. Oh. Oh, I've got a carrot in my pocket. So now I'm sitting in Chris's sanctuary, right in the middle of trying to get 3 big garden areas together. Chris decided she wanted a 4th garden area, which is more shaded, more small, specific to herbs and flowers and whatever Chris can imagine. Yeah. So, yeah, I thought, man alive, we got these 3 big garden areas going, and now we're going to add a 4th one to it. So, but because I love her, went ahead and did the work. She stole half of my compost and half of my other stuff and a few different other things. But hey, whatever makes Chris happy, we're all for. She built a beautiful rock wall. I'll have to show you. We'll have to do a video on this. But I got her a bunch of rocks and everything. She built a beautiful rock raised bed and all this little fun stuff going on. Yeah, that's quite a bit. So this week on the farm, we still got the bees going. We're doing that. We're working on the pond a little bit. That's been a big project. I don't think we got very much that we can do down there until fall, but we're working on it. Let's see what else we got going. Oh, quail. We've been trying to do some quail, which has been a disaster. I'll have to do a quail video, but yeah, not enjoying the quail. Got a new baby on the farm. It's a little goose called Booger. He is precious, so I'm looking forward to having him follow me around everywhere. Probably being a nuisance, but that's okay because Chris loves it. Whatever Chris loves, that's just how it is. And everything. Yeah. But yeah, we've got a lot going on the farm. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope to show you a lot more exciting things. I'm going to try to do this week on the farm video every week and put that together a little better than I put this one together. I knew if I didn't do a video that I wasn't going to do a video. And I did a little short video the other day on setting up a beehive or a bee trap. And, that got like 400 or 500 views. It was amazing. So I'm hoping to do a lot more videos and to make the time to do these videos. But until next time, thanks for listening on Our Dad's Farm. I don't even like carrots.